Hey, we live.
Hey, we're live.
Come on in.
Good morning.
Come on in. Come on. Hey. Hey.
We back.
Come on in.
That's been a while tonight, y'all. Good morning.
Tonight. Hee-haw.
Tonight, he on the whole thing, y'all.
Hey, Kanisha. Hey, Tara. Yeah, this song. Yeah.
Oh, it's a go-go
Come
kind of
on.
night. We passed the wheel, go-go kind of night.
The good old sounds of the Junkyard Band. Yes. Welcome to Dating God's Way on this nice Tuesday night. Yes. Yes, that's the music that's the sound of my my teenage years. That's the sound of my teenage years and much of my 20s, or all of my 20s. The sound. The stimulus bounce. Yeah. We're going to play, you know what? We'll play that as the outro. We'll play the stimulus. Get that stimmy. Yes. My boys act like they had stimulus money. They went out shopping today.
Go ahead.
Yeah. The stimmy hit, and they went out shopping. God bless them.
Everybody.
Yes. So that's what this Dating God's Way should be about. What do I do when the stimmy hit? Where do me and Stimmy go? Y'all got a new friend named Stimmy. But yeah. So yes. Join us. Come on in. Share and share. I like it and love it. And let's get started. Because it's Dating God's Way. So this we was gonna title this night Biblical Hookups, or Hookups on Biblical
Biblical hookups.
Okay, Biblical Hookups.
Hey y'all, welcome.
So what we're gonna do?
What we gonna do?
I don't know what we're gonna do because hey, Mom Vanessa, hey.
I think we have some interesting context to talk from tonight as it relates to biblical hookups. I do think we have some context we're going to give tonight, Pastor Will.
Yeah,
I'm going to be very conversational tonight.
Yeah, because when we started thinking about it and started just discussing it, it was like, wow, these biblical hookups were
kind of
wild. These hookups on biblical proportions. So it takes some in depth, and so some of them at the end they become a model for living, but not living. But many of them at the beginning, oh my, a way not to get there.
Hey Dane, welcome.
Hey, welcome.
Yes. So let me start the context on tonight. Because I'm ready to jump in. When we talk about biblical hookups, I think we can look at a couple different disasters that happen in the Word of God as it relates to hookups. Right? We look at our man David. David has a lot of examples we can draw from, but we'll go to the Bathsheba one tonight, and we know that hookup ended like it really took David on a lot of different journeys, right? this adulterous relationship that he found himself in. But we also can look at Samson and Delilah. We can look at the way that they hooked up emotionally, where she was able to get information from him. And so we see that hookups aren't always sexual, right? Even from a biblical perspective, we can see that these relationships took on a lot of different forms, right? And I think when we talk about biblical hookups, and we're talking tonight about Christians with a hookup mentality, Pastor Will. That's what we're talking about tonight. Oh. Some Christians have a hookup mentality.
Oh.
So, we're not anti online dating is cool, right? Online dating is cool. I did some online dating back in my day, actually. Black Planet, okay. Okay. And so I did some online dating back in my day, right? And one of the things that I think is good, like you can meet people all over, right? But some believers, because they have this hookup mentality, they find it really difficult to connect and get to a courting state, as we talked about last week, with another person.
Yeah, and by the end of the night, what I pray that we get to is getting past the perfect person syndrome.
That's what we're trying to do, because that's a hookup. That's a part of the hookup mentality that we're about to define right now.
Yeah. So let's define it.
Let's define it. Okay. So the hookup mentality. So we know, and I wanted to have like a whole thing for you guys tonight, but I ended up doing work presentations all day, so I didn't get to my Dating God's Way presentation. But I want y'all to imagine with me. Okay. So imagine we have one box. That's the hookup box. Okay. Let's do like a little arrow, and then we're gonna have the dating box, and then the last one is the courting box, right? And so what we find is that the mentality of some believers in the hookup box is the hookup can be defined. I do have a definition here. Hookup can be defined as an instance where people meet, okay, for a specific thing that they want to get out of it. So that specific instance where people meet to get something from each other. It's called the hookup. Okay. And we know that a lot of times when people think about hookups, they think about people like hooking up to have sex. But I would like to challenge you to think beyond that tonight. Okay. Don't just think about a hookup in the sexual manner, but think of a hookup in terms of it's a specific instance when you're meeting someone to get something from someone. Okay. And so this hookup mentality pulls a lot of believers, non-believers in a space where they're looking for the one, the perfect person, the, soulmate that is going to give them what they want. So it's a hookup mentality because I'm in this to get what I want.
That's true. It's a hookup mentality to get what I want, and what I want is for you to check all the boxes.
That's correct. I want you to be who I want you to be because it's for me that you're gonna be because it's what I want.
Yes.
Okay, it's what I want.
What I want. Whatever it is what I want.
It's what I want, okay? It's the whole list that I got in my head. It's the pictures. It's the everything that I want, okay? That's a hookup mentality. And it's very hard, believer, because we're talking to believers, because this is dating God's way. And believers, it's really hard if you have this hookup mentality to find the substance that you're looking for to move towards courting and marriage. right? And so tonight, our goal is to defeat the hookup mentality. Right, Pastor Will?
Hey, yes.
So what are some characteristics?
So what's some characteristics of you tell me, because you got something in front of your face and I know you do. So you tell me.
Yeah.
We didn't share notes tonight.
We did not share notes tonight. Part of the hookup mentality, some characteristics of the hookup mentality is being self-centered. Okay. Self-centered. This hookup mentality is very self-centered, self-focused. Okay. And when you are in a relationship, and we're going to say on a ship, because whenever you're in a relationship with someone, you're on a ship with them. This hookup mentality doesn't care about the ship. It really is self-centered and self-focused. That's one characteristic of the hookup mentality. Okay. Another characteristic I would give is I want what I want and nothing else matters. That's a characteristic of the hookup mentality. I want what I want and nothing else matters. Okay. And so this type of mentality keeps you very focused on what you want and why you want it, how you want it. Is very the what, when, how, all the things focused, right? The hookup mentality.
The meism.
Yeah, the meisms. Yes. The hookup mentality is really meism focused. But also, I would say one of the third characteristic of someone with the hookup mentality is it is not about where we can go. It's about where I want to go, where what I need, where I'm going. It's not relational. Okay. It's not relational. And so those are some of the characteristics of the hookup mentality, Pastor Will, that it's a mentality or a way of thinking that puts me in the box of having continual hookups. Mm-hmm. Having continual hookups because my thinking, I only have a hookup mentality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Hey, Eddie, welcome, Eddie.
Welcome. So so the hookup mentality. Okay.
And
I see.
You see, right? And so when you think about the internet, just think about let's think about internet dating right quick. Yeah. You get onto a profile. On the profile is all of these things maybe about that person. Okay, you're learning about that person's, what they like, where they like to go, what kind of job they have. And so partially it's like, think about it from a standpoint of when you go to Burger King. Okay, I'm using Burger King because Burger King is what? Have it your way. Okay. You got to go to Burger King. You're going to look at the menu. You're going to see the Whopper, this, that, or whatever. And you're going to make a decision based on what you have a taste for that night, what you have a taste for. And so some of what has been reinforced through internet dating and through just the technology, the increase of technology, is this idea of a menu of a fast food option as it becomes to people. Like we put people in this kind of menu option.
Well, I mean, so we live in the menu culture now. I mean, we live in the fast food culture now. And not only fast food, but we take that fast food mentality and, we use it for dating. We use it to pick churches. We use it to pick whatever college we want to go to. We use it even for jobs. Everybody need a job, but I'm going to apply to this job because I don't like that job over there, whether or not they're going to pay me or not. I want this job. I want the job at the big corporation, not at the small corporation. So we live in the culture where you can we are told that you can have it your way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You can have whatever you want.
You can have whatever you want. And so we bring that into our God space, and we tell God, God, I want this, I want that, and then we'll say, God, but whatever you want to do, you do it.
Send me the person, Lord, that you have for me, but they must have these qualifications.
Yeah. So, we want it our way.
We want it our way. And for sure, it's a hookup mentality. Like I, I did some research, and the research I did was more so it was worldly based because there is no Christian hookup survey. Okay. But this idea of hooking up, this was more so about somebody that you had a ambiguous kind of relationship with, where you guys hooked up or whatever. And there was this survey that basically said that like a lot of people get there due to social media. Like now that social media is a thing, the hookups have increased astronomically because now people have the ability to touch and find more people, right? Yeah. And so this idea that we're talking about tonight about having a hookup mentality is looking and taking an inner look at what are the ways in which I've adopted this hookup fast food type of mentality when it comes to thinking about the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Wow, it sounds like, as you get into it, it sounds almost like that we're going to hear much of how social media, science, and all of these other things are in the background are really driving our dating life or our relationship life.
Yeah, the way we relate to each other.
I mean, because it's psychologists and scientists who create these profiles that we are filling out, or these profiles that we are reading for compatibility, for what they say is compatibility's sake. But these things are coming from the science world.
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so like, when we talk about compatibility, also we must think about from a standpoint of like, when you're thinking about compatibility, a lot of your checklist for compatibility is from a worldly perspective.
Right.
Right. And you're not even thinking about, godly characteristics. A lot of times you're thinking about how tall a person is, what a person looks like, what kind of job they have, all of these different checklists of things that you're thinking about, which leads into hookups, connecting with people for specifically what you want. Well, right.
Yeah, she asks, is this also like settling for someone? No, we're not talking about settling for someone.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about what are we talking about? Like picking from your ideal list.
Yeah, your ideal list, your perfect list, we're talking about the way in which you think about how you're going to choose a mate, how you're going to choose a spouse, how you choose who to be relational with, how. So now we're trying to get to a really, as Eddie said, we're trying to get to something deeper than just the outside, like you dating and da-da-da. We're trying to get a step before that and say, how are you making decisions about who you date? How are you making decisions about, who you connect with, so that it doesn't become just random hookups. It doesn't become a lot of hookups that you continually have and you never make those connections that lead to courting, that lead to marriage, that lead to God connection. Because hookups will keep us from God connection. We will hook up with so many different kind of people, share our hearts with so many different people, share our bodies with so many different people, that we will be worn out from the person that God really wants us to connect us with, right?
Yeah, and so the title of this is biblical hookups, and so one of the biblical hookups that I'm reminded of and that we talked about is between was it Jacob and Rebecca,
Jacob and Leah, and then Rebecca.
Yeah, Jacob and Leah, where Leah was the wife he didn't want.
Yeah.
Right. She was the she was the undesired wife.
Yeah.
She didn't meet his qualifications. She didn't meet his list because he really wanted the Rachel. He really wanted Rachel, the other sister. Right.
Right.
And so, and even though the father tricked him or whatever it may be, whatever it may be, but he had a list. He had a list, and so, and here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are
with a lot of, sometimes intention. And so when we think about hookup mentality, intention has a lot to do with it, right? What do I mean by intention? So intention speaks to the reason why, okay? The reason why I decide to, the purpose in which I am determined to do something. The purpose in which I'm determined to do something. So when we think about the intent of connecting with another person, what's your why? Why, right? Because if your whys tonight, if you begin to evaluate and you realize that your whys are all about what you desire and you want, you're going to have a hard time courting and or getting married. Because so much of it is, marriage in and of itself is about becoming one with another person. So that means that I must have the emotional maturity and the emotional, ability to connect with someone who is not me, who doesn't desire the things I desire, who doesn't want all the things that I want. I must have the maturity to understand that I'm not going to get everything that I want, right? And so the more that we can kind of uproot the hookup mentality, the better in which we will be in order to get to kind of the courting state or the marriage state.
Yeah.
Right, Dr. Will?
Yeah, that's good. I've had this thought, y'all. This is not biblical. I had this thought that, either you should get married young when you don't know nothing, like in your early 20s.
Oh, Pastor Will, stop this time.
Or you should get married old when you mature and know everything. But it's those middle years. It's those middle years where you have to adjust to somebody. And you've been doing this independent living for such a long time. And it's so hard for somebody to get in that space because they got to fit what you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Or do they? Because that's what we're talking about tonight. Or do they? Right? Or do they? You have to fit in your everything you want.
Right. So how do I take it a step? I don't want to say it backwards or forwards, but how do I bring myself now to in the state of receiving who could be potentially the person for me?
Yeah. I think a couple things we see too with this mentality, Pastor Will. There are three things that we see. Of course, if you guys have any questions, comments about this, load them up. There are three things that we see with this hookup mentality. One is perfection, right? Is that as you talked about earlier, we see with this that a lot of people that have hookup mentality are looking for the perfect person. Okay, they, it's like, I want a person that has these things, and if they don't have these things, they out. They out of the running, they out of everything. Okay. There's like this level of perfection. Like, I'm trying to, even the world was, I'm trying to find the perfect person for me. Okay. That's really a part of a hookup mentality. The second one we see is a controlling, like a person who is very controlling over the relationships that they get into. They have to control exactly how things are done, exactly, not taking into consideration the other person's communication style, the other person's personality, the other person's experiences. In other words, this person with this hookup mentality is very controlling. Everything has to be done exactly the way that they want it done. Okay? That's the second thing we see. And the third thing that we see is the shoot down type of person. A person that will shoot down everybody who comes in because they have this mentality of, you have to really meet all my standards. And these, this can really be a, dangerous space to be in as a believer, because I do believe that in some cases it's why people don't make, godly connections with the opposite sex.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, Pastor Bill, why don't you talk a little bit more about the perfection one?
About the perfection. What was I saying about perfection? Remind me what I was saying.
So, part of what we talked about with the hookup mentality is this need for perfection, and how a lot of, I'll start with males and females have these ideas of like what the perfect person would be for them.
Yeah.
This is what my perfect man would look like, or my perfect woman would look like. And they have a hard time really accepting anyone that doesn't meet those perfections.
Yeah. Oh, you look like somebody, you make good babies.
We look like we'll make good babies together. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, but it's this perfect person, what they used to say, oh, you must got any in your family because you got that nice head, and our baby gonna come out with nice hair. And so, we, but in this perfect thinking, in this perfect thought life, we size things up of, me and this person, they're gonna take care of me, or I'm gonna take, as the man, I'm gonna take care of them. As I told you before, they're gonna meet me at the door with the slippers on with fried chicken and escort me to the dining room table, and so we have these thoughts, honestly, my in my perfect world, when we were dating, I was like, yes, I have a wife that sings, and she's going to be singing all the time around the house, and it's going to be beautiful, right? Oh yeah, that was what I thought, it was, until I actually sing for the wedding, and you was like, I am not singing at our wedding, and so
that's correct.
So, and so you have this, you build this fantasy land.
Yeah.
Build this fantasy land, and now you're going out in this real world thinking you're on Fantasy Island, right? And there's no disrespect to you, but these are some of the things that keep us from attaining really what God has for us, right?
Yeah.
Because we're out, God put a desire in our heart. He put a desire in your heart to be, right?
Sure.
But now it's almost like we try to control the substance of the desire. We try to control the manifestation of the desire. of what it looks like, how it is, what it is, and most importantly, when it should happen. And so we do this, and so that's our own self living out this perfect dating lifestyle, and which drives us to hookups, because now, I'm gonna hook up with you because you are the picture of my dream.
Yeah, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna try that as well to see if you can meet all of my qualifications. Try this, try that, try that. Yeah, which leads to more hookups.
Need the more hookups. You got the car, you got the house, you got the this, you got the that.
Yeah.
You got the this, the that, the that, the this. but you have those things. And that's the way your it seemed like a lot of what I'm seeing now, that a lot of dating lives are driven towards.
Yeah.
Right.
So how do we get out of some of this? Let's go ahead and jump in it. Like, we're halfway into tonight, and let's get out of hookup mentality. So one of the ways in which we get out of hookup mentality is being open to compromise. Pastor E, what are you talking about? In other words, getting rid of all or nothing, now or never, right? Like, it has to be all or nothing. You have all these things or nothing, right? Or, it's now or never. You're either the person that I want right now, but realizing that a lot of what happens in relationships is we both evolve together. We grow together, right? That there is the compromise is not necessarily the lowering of your standards, but there is the understanding that a lot of what we're going to learn together anyway. That a part of marriage is the growth of each other.
Somebody need to type that as you saying it again. Say that again if you can.
Yes, that have to be open to compromise, understanding that in a relationship, we both will grow and evolve together. That is a part of a relationship, that it helps you to emotionally grow. It helps you to grow and your career, your understanding of people. That marriage provides a space of growing, learning things that you didn't even know about yourself, because you are now with another person. You are now becoming one with another person. So you see things you never saw before, and you see them in a new light. Okay. And so compromise allows me to say that I don't have it all together. I don't have all the things yet. And I can't expect that of someone else, because we're part of a relationship is we're going to grow together.
Yeah, we have to grow together.
We have to grow together. So compromise. The other thing that I would think is important to avoid a hookup mentality is that we have to stop procrastinating. Okay, here we are with this one. Stop procrastinating. In other words, it's never time for nothing. It's just like, you always have an excuse of why you can't, go beyond hookups. Like, oh yeah, I'm busy with my career right now. Okay, I'm busy with my career. I have a lot of things going on in my life right now. I'm not really open to have another person. There's a lot of procrastinating in your mentality. You know what? I don't think I'm ready for that. Okay, those are a lot of things that happen when people have a hookup mentality. They're never ready. Okay, they always have a reason and an excuse why it's not time yet.
Right.
And so that is another thing to get rid of. Get rid of procrastination. Okay.
Procrastination.
Get rid of procrastination. And then I think another one is, remembering that love is a decision.
Mm-hmm.
Love is a decision. So love is not something that just happens. That's a good one. I want to grow by myself. Yeah, that's a good one. You know, love is not something that just happens in that romantical fairy tale type of way, but love is a decision that two people make, right? And love is a decision that we make, and that is going to be something that we're going to have to water, we're going to have to invest in. That stop thinking of love as magic.
Yeah.
Love is a decision. Okay. When me and Pastor Willie, here we go, stories. When me and Pastor Willie, when we first, I'm gonna tell y'all, when we first started dating, oh my, I mean, like, we wanted to talk all the time. We wanted to be together all the time. Okay. When we first got married, it was so, oh my goodness, amazing. And then guess what happened, y'all? Life happened. About 6 months, and what happened, Pastor Will? Pastor Will done bought this house. Okay. I wanted to wait. Pastor Will wanted, oh, we gotta have a house right now. Okay. And so he bought this house, and guess what happened? He lost his job. We had only been married for 6 months.
Yeah.
So guess what happened? We lost some of our magic.
Yeah, old Lim lost his job. Lim from Soul Food. Lim lost his job.
Because before that, it was all magic. Like, our story is like a fairy tale, y'all.
It was perfect.
Oh my goodness, it was perfect. I mean, well, it was not perfect, but yes, to us, it was perfect. I mean, it was we met, we fell in love, we got engaged, we got married all in 6 months. So it was magical, right?
Brought our first townhouse.
Brought our first house in 6 months. Ooh, it was magic. And then life happened, and the magic, y'all, that magic was not, okay? That magic was not that magic. And so what we learned in those, moments when life happened in our marriage is that love is a decision. Love is more than magic. It's more than the magical, romantical, okay? And so a lot of people get married with this idea that when the magic is gone, that the love is gone.
Yeah.
With the romance, that's why a lot of people get divorced too, or they start hooking up with different people. They start committing adultery because they looking for magic when they need to be making a decision.
Yes.
They looking for love to be magic, but they need to be making the decision to stay in love.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's another way to defeat this hookup mentality is to remember love is a decision that you're going to have to make every day. And It's not going to be magic. It's not going to be fairy tales. Okay. It's going to be something that you both decide to do and keep doing.
Excuse me. Right, that's that 3 o'clock in the morning. Y'all.
Pastor Will. Yes. I think, one more that I'll give to break this hookup mentality, and then we'll answer the questions I see on the board, is that the other thing that I think is important too is to let go of the hookup mentality. We also have to let go of having all of the control. Because the control factor has to it got to go. Because that control cannot allow another person's space to come in.
Mom Vanessa make a good point that celebrities do it all the time. And I think this is a good time to say that we should not model our relationships or model our courtships or whatever, our dating life based on a celebrity based on what we see celebrities do. You
Yeah.
know, even if they take good perfect pictures, because one thing is you don't know what's going on in the background of that stuff. That's
Oh, no. In every relationship.
and they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but all 1,000 words could be fake too.
Yeah.
So, and so we really should not be leaning on celebrities for a picture of a relationship, but I think we should be leaning on God. You know,
Absolutely. Yes.
be leaning on God for His picture of the relationship between when we dating in our dating life.
Yeah. Yes. We have to lean and depend on God. So yeah, we got to let go of having all of the control. That or no relationship. You can't be in a ship in this case and be the only person steering. You got to give up some control and allow the other person to have some room, some space, an opinion, right?
You
The
know,
part of this. Yeah, go ahead, Pastor.
no, that's what I told somebody this week. I told them that yes, that person was controlling, yes, but also their control came against your behavior of control, which made you feel non-existent.
Yeah.
Because you've been in control for so long, now you don't feel like you have that kind of control anymore.
Yeah.
Now your existence is threatened. Who you are, how you do things,
Mm.
and so and I know they got something out of that, but you got to let go of having the control, having all the control. I ain't gonna say let go of the control, but let go of having all of the control, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and this is not only for women, this is for men too. Like
Everybody.
the Bible tells us, especially husband and wife, tell us to be submissive to one another. You know, so
One to another.
commit one to another. So you have to start in the dating in the dating stages, right?
You got to get your mind right at the beginning.
At the beginning.
Hallelujah. Yeah. All right. Let's get to some questions, Pastor. So that was going to be my question. What if a person does not meet everything you're looking for? Do you compromise? Yes. That's what we say tonight. There has to be some compromise. Like, look, tell him, Pastor Will.
What are you looking for?
Was that everything you was looking for? Just go ahead. You safe tonight. You safe. We 21 years and you safe. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, but what are the things? The question is, what are you looking for? Is it vanity that you're looking for?
Is it worldly stuff? Is it godly stuff? What is it?
Is it stuff that gravity going to take over in a few years anyway?
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, when me and Pastor Will got married, I was a size 0. I didn't have babies. Okay, I didn't got stretch marks. I didn't gain weight. Okay, a lot of stuff that happened since size 0. So yes, what you looking for?
Yeah. So what are you looking for? Is the question. But do you compromise? And this I don't like Pastor E said. It's not. Yes, you we have to. You don't let down your standards.
That's correct. But there has to be some compromise. There has to be
right.
There has to be some compromising of what you think, what you want, what you, because that's just you. So there has to be a compromise. Absolutely. If you want to be in the ship with another person, you're going to have to compromise.
I'm not saying like compromise your
belief.
salvation, your belief.
No. That's a standard. So we're not talking about a standard. We're talking about superficial things that at the end of the day not gonna matter that much anyway.
Absolutely.
You putting a lot of weight, hookup mentality. You putting a lot of weight on things that's gonna change anyway.
Yeah.
People looks gonna change. They're gonna get old. I pray the man Pastor Willie get old together, wrinkles and everything.
Yes, yes, yes.
And if that be true, then look, I'm putting a lot of weight in something that ain't gonna last forever.
Yeah.
Compromise. So how does potential fit in this hookup mentality? Okay, how does potential? So I think that, when we think about somebody having potential, somebody that we're looking at as a possibility, I think the way that it fits in hookup mentality is everybody can be a potential. That's how we get the hookup, because everybody a potential. Everybody you meet is a potential. You like, now could I see myself? Okay, that is how we get into hookup mentality, because we're looking at everybody as an option, right? And so potential fits in a way in which we have to stop doing that, right? We have to stop making everybody an option, right? Be very pointed on what your standard is, but then also be very loose in what your checklist is, right? And so I think potential is everybody can't be possibly the one. Not everybody.
Not everybody.
Not everybody. I have to have some standards. Okay, I have to have some standards, but I have to throw away the menu. 6 foot, light skin, dark skin, got a job paying 6 figures, this, that, and that. I have to let go of some of those checklist things that's keeping me in a hookup mentality.
And since I'm dating God's way, I have to receive who God has for me.
Yes, who God brings to me.
Knowing that God is going to honor me and give me the desires of my heart. So he's not going to give me anything less than what I desire.
I definitely could not see. I couldn't see. I was just saying, be honest. I couldn't see none. I could not see all this stuff. I could not see us where we are now. Let me put it that way. I could not see us where we are now. But that wasn't the goal. My goal was not to have someone who was going to do everything I wanted them to do. My goal was to build a happy life together, to enhance one another. That's the goal. So I think you have to watch too, what is the goal? Okay, let me see what's my next question at. Okay, I don't know what that one means. Okay. I'm gonna go to this. I'm trying to go everywhere when okay, and so when we talk about hookup, we talked about getting to love, Pastor Will. When can you tell when you love someone?
Oh, when you get the chills down your arms.
No.
Is that the chills down your arms?
It's not. No.
It's not when you get the sweaty hands, the sweaty palms in your hands when she calls you.
No.
That's not love. That's a reaction. That's a
reaction. That's a reaction. I think you love someone when you're willing to make a genuine commitment to that person that is beyond sex, natural attraction, affection, that's beyond those things, right? I think that affection and liking someone, even having a sexual interest in someone, is all things that happen naturally. But when you're willing to commit to a person and you want to see them, their well-being, you want to see them, exceed, you want to see them go beyond. And not only do you want to see it, but you're willing to commit to partner with them to see it happen. That's when you're going to get to love. Okay, you're going to get to love when it goes beyond feelings and really gets to a place where you're willing to make some commitment.
I'm going to take you to 1 Corinthians 13, and you know it, 13:4.
Oh, yes.
Where it talks about what love is. And it says that love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of, oh, that's deep. It keeps no record of wrongs.
That's right.
Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with truth. Always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. Love never fails. But there, okay. And so when you find yourself there, meeting all of those things, and you feel this way about a person, and you feel like, you know, I will go out on a limb for this person in this manner.
Yeah, I'm willing to commit to this.
I'm willing to commit to this. That's how you know it's love.
Yeah.
That's how you know love is not only a word, love is action, right? Yeah. And so, you know, and Jesus showed it to us. For God said, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that he so loved us that he did all of this in his dying on the cross for us, right? So take it back to what? Take it back to our humanistic love, our love towards one another, is that I love you enough to commit all of these things to you, and that and I don't wish any failure on you, right? My love for you is to cover you.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's love.
Yeah, I'm willing to commit to this. Being patient, being kind, not envying, not boasting, not being proud, not dishonoring each other, not easily angered. Yes, and yes, Pastor Will.
And not only, but that kind of love will be tested.
Will be tested.
It will be tested to really expose whether you really love or you just think you love.
Oh yeah, life will test that love.
I remember when I was a teenager. You know, we have what you call that fake love.
Infatuation.
When I was really infatuated with somebody, and it really showed, because, you know, I was like, oh, you know, we love each other, but it really showed because a mouse or something ran up out of the trash can or whatever, and I jumped in the car and I left the outside of the car, and so it kind of.
Pastor Will,
It kind of showed. It kind of showed that I did not love in the manner to cover it. My actions showed love.
Yeah, it's gonna show up in action.
It's gonna show up in action.
Not just action. Yeah, not just words. Not just words and feelings. It's gonna show up in actions. Yeah. All right. So how do you narrow down your options?
How do you narrow down your options?
I think one of the things is that we're talking about tonight is stop having so many options. Hookup mentality, it brings you into a lot of options. So you got to get rid of a lot of them options. You know, one of the things that happened for me, I was praying for the will of God for my life. I was not really praying for a husband. I was praying for the will of God for my life. And one of the things that happened as I was praying during that time is different things started to come into my life, including Pastor Willie. And so at that time of praying, seeking the will of God for my life, I had to stop looking at everything as options and really look at what is God presenting to me? What is God bringing to my life? Right? And that's what I need to focus on. That's what I need to embrace, is what I know God is bringing into my life. So I stopped all them options. He got to be tall. He got to be bald headed. He got to be this. I just took all that stuff off the list. That's not even the options. That's not a part of my options no more. I let that worldly thinking about who he was going to be, had to let those types of options go. Right, Pastor Will?
Yeah, you know, when it, you know, I can speak for myself that when it came down to narrowing down options, it was really recognizing I have a godsend in my life.
Yes.
You know, like oh my god, it's like opening your eyes and say, oh my goodness, this is my angel. This is it. And
Talk.
so so it wasn't that I had a lot of options. I mean, you know, I dated before Pastor E, but that dating helped. It really, when Pastor E came along, I was like, this is it. This is it, and I need to go ahead and commit now before I lose this. I don't. This is what I don't want to lose. You know, and that's how you get rid of the, when you see like, I don't want to lose this, then that's the one that you go ahead and put a ring on it.
Ooh, there you go. Now you got this going on tonight.
No.
Father, Father, and Father. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. And if you notice, what we're talking about tonight has nothing to do with what we thought we was going to have and what we thought it was going to be like. Woo-hoo! It was not about what we thought was going to happen. It's about what was presented. And yeah, so.
Yeah.
Get rid of the hookup mentality.
Get rid of the hookup mentality.
Yes, get rid of the hookup mentality. Get rid of Burger King, McDonald's, have it my way, this option, that option. Get rid of that type of thinking so that you really can meet the person that God puts in your path. And, you know, God will bring people to your path. And so be ready. Let go of this mentality so you can really receive and embrace that person that God has put in your path.
Yes.
Wow, we're an hour in tonight. That's dating God's way.
Yeah, we started a little late. But it's
1 hour, honey. You can look at the clock. We made it to an hour. Wow, it really is. I'm looking at the clock.
Well, thank you.
Oh my goodness, we need a part 2 of this. Wow. Okay. This was a little heavy tonight. I know this was deep. The hookup mentality.
That's good.
Ooh.
Yes. Amen. Praying for you, Brother Eddie. I'm praying for you, sir. Yes, God's will for your life.
Yes. Not loving the fast food mentality. No. Yes. We got to get rid of that fast food mentality for sure. Yes. So we love you guys so much. Thank you for joining us this week for, I believe it's episode 11 or 10 of Dating God's Way Season 2. Hey, you can go check out our previous videos. Let us know what you think about some of our previous content. Also, go to YouTube and subscribe. Then you will know when we go live. Share this page with a friend.
But Pastor, I want to talk about the Kirk Franklin thing for a second. I want to buzz in on that real quick. Outside of Dating God's Way, because everybody's been, especially for our church members, I'm sure they've been on Facebook seeing everything and all the commentary and everything that's happening, right? And many of you know that y'all seen Kirk Franklin curse. OMG. Oh my gosh, he cursed. And you seen the son expose his father on social media. Oh right. My gosh, the son exposed the father, right? This is me on it, right? This is me. Is that that in the whole thing, what I seen was a lot of pride from both of them.
Yeah.
And we see where the enemy operates in pride.
In pride, that's true.
In pride. You know, one of the things that really stuck out wasn't so much the cursing, it was so much so that Brother Kirk said that he would break his son's neck. That bothered me.
Yeah.
That bothered me. Because that kind of violent spirit, right? And then for the son to put it out there in front of everybody, that was also a violent spirit. That was, and so we just have to continue to come against the spirit of pride in this age.
Yeah,
because that's what's tearing us apart. That's what's tearing us apart. And I've had to deal with pride through others for years before. This is nothing new.
sure.
Seeing somebody act out of the box, but when you see them act out of the box like that, many times it's because their pride has been stumped on, and and whatever is in there, it will manifest. And so y'all continue just to pray for the son, for his healing. I mean, he's 33 years old and is not healed.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead, Pastor. You want to
Yeah,
say something?
I think this is why we talk so much on this show about being healed relationally, because it's something that you carry throughout your lifetime. And I think people don't realize unhealed spaces in your life will go into your marriage, will go to your children. Unhealed places will really go into, your relationships, right? And we're all about, as it says in the bottom, building healthy, godly relationships. Pride and unhealed places and spaces will not allow us to build those healthy, godly relationships. So absolutely, Pastor Willie, I agree. Absolutely.
So just be reminded that hurt people hurt people.
Yes, yes, and yes. Get healed.
Get healed
by God. Get healed. Get healed. Get healed.
So that's my ending nugget for the night.
Get healed. Yes. Get healed.
And delivered. Bless the Lord forevermore. May the power of the Lord be on you.
Amen.
God, they wanted me to end out with the STEMI.
No, they did not. They did not.
Yes, they did. They wanted to end out with the STEMI.
No, nobody said that. No.
Yes, they did. So we're going to end it out with the STEMI bounce.
No. No.
Thank you, Mom Vanessa.
I'm so sorry for you guys who don't know us. I am so sorry about this here.
Good night.
Bye, guys. No, not the STEMI. No.